Welcome at another edition of Sparkle TV. Good morning. Today we will dive into our sound again, and specifically the mouth, the lips and the tongue, and to see what can we release there to open ourselves more for sound and to open that channel of sound that is on the inside of our back, the inside of our spine. The bodies of the vertebrae all together form like an imaginary channel of sound to which the sound can flow like a river or like a fountain, depending on how you are, where you are. Are you lying down or are you standing? And when we open the mouth and release the jaw, and the tongue can be free, and the space in the mouth can be free for resonance of sound, for vibration, we might also experience a lot of relaxation in the neck and shoulders. So let's start. I'd like you to start by laying down on your back and take a moment to connect with the floor, to sense your relation with gravity today, with earth. Can you allow yourself to be supported by earth, and also observe the places where maybe that's a bit of a challenge, where you feel yourself, you are holding yourself. And your breath can tell you a lot about the places where you feel free to lean into gravity, and the places where you might really want to hold yourself up, to carry yourself. And for many, that's in the shoulder girdle when we stand, and in the back. And so often that's where we also create a lot of tension in the neck and in the jaw, and before we know, everything becomes a little softer and a little withdrawn from our environment. So how much of ourselves can really lean into the environment, gravity, the air around us, having our back, so we can open the front of ourselves more. So take a moment now to follow your breath as you let the air flow in, and sense how the air flows in, how it travels all the way to the lungs, to the nose, the back of the mouth, into the wind tube, the bronchi, the trachea, and it fills up the lungs. And feel how, when the lungs expand, the body responds. Where does the body respond today? How does the contact with the floor changes? And how does your belly respond in your chest? The spaces in between the ribs might change. And there might also be places that don't respond that much. And so often we feel to our breath in our trunk only, but also explore what happens in the head, the skull, and in the arms, the hands, the legs, the feet. How does your body expand? And then start to create a humming sound as the air is turning to flow out. So the air travels up again through the chest, through the lungs, increase, go back to their normal shape, and air travels out through the mouth. And can you hum? Allow yourself to hum with the mouth closed, in a very passive way, allowing the air to create that sound for you. And just sense into the places where you feel it vibrate, the sound. It resonates. And breath is self-organizing, so just lean into it. Don't have to change anything. It knows perfectly, the body, the nervous system, how to arrange that in every given situation. And just sense this, what's happening in the chest. You can put your hands there where you feel the sound starts its origin, its first resonance in your body. And then just slide up with the hands as you follow the sound, touching yourself, sliding, caressing. And there where you feel the sound comes out, can you sort of enlarge it with your hands? As if you give it all the space, you're giving it to the world. So just follow, touching yourself very gently and allow it to come out. So at the moment you feel the sound arise in your mouth, okay, you just gently drop open the mouth in a very passive way. We can do it with muscle force, or we just allow gravity to open the mouth and see how the humming changes in the vowel Mwah. And sense what habitually happens with the lips. Are you in any way forming the sound, or can you really allow the lips to spontaneously open in any way? To feel the weight of your lips, of your jaw. Following the breath in a very passive way, just let it be. And sense when the humming becomes the mwah sound, where do you feel its resonance in your throat, in your neck, the back of your neck, maybe also the face, below the cheeks, the sinuses, cavities, And now, as you're doing that, bend your legs and start dropping your tailbone to the floor and away from the floor, going in a rocking movement. Remember or imagine this channel of sound on the inside of your spine, the front of your spine. Just aligning that channel as you rock. Feel how it changes shape and how it influences the sound that's coming out, the humming that changes into mwah. Can you sense the weight of your pelvis as the tailbone drops? Can you sense the passive following of the belly? You release the muscles of the belly and just let the belly follow in that movement. The space is in between the ribs. And then rest for a moment. Keep the legs bended. And now with your tongue, let your tongue drop out of your mouth in an attempt or in an intention to touch your chin. And it's only a direction. So you drop your tongue out and as if you want to play with your chin a few times. Just sense what's happening in your jaw, in your mouth. And your tongue comes out. And your tongue connects with the hyoid bone. here in your throat. And that connects further with them. So it's an important mechanism for the voice, for the sound we have. It activates, and also it activates our digestion. So if the tongue is very tensed, we might experience not only that our sound is really thin, very tensed, also our digestion. As the tongue is not free, our pelvic floor and our belly cannot fully respond to what's happening in our body. And that has a great influence on our alignment of our spine. So, the next time, see if you can touch the nose with your tongue, and it's a direction, a playful direction. Little kids play with their tongues. We as adults learn that we should not show our tongue. That's very impolite, and so we learned many of these things. We learned many things to not do with the mouth, things that were very natural for us as kids, as babies. To open the mouth, to play with the tongue, to play with the lips, to experience all that freedom. And as we grow up, we learn that that's not done. And so we start to hide our mouth with all the tension that provokes in the jaw and the way that we suppress our sound. And so what can you playfully allow yourself? So let go of sticking out the tongue, and now with your tongue explore the space in between your upper teeth and the inside of your upper lip, from left to right. And feel what that space looks like through your tongue, as if your tongue has eyes. So you use your sensing capacity and play with the touch of the tongue. And really feel the little cavities in between upper lip and teeth. All the way from left to right. And as you do it a few times, can you allow the lips to quiet down more and more? So you might sense that in the beginning your whole mouth starts to make faces. You start to make faces. But as you do that sometime, you might feel that the tongue gets back its mobility a little bit more. And it becomes more quiet in the mouth. So here we meet some of our habits. And can we be compassionate to these habits? Can we just realize why they once were very useful for us and now just smile friendly at them and say, well, what else is possible? For me, voice is quite a challenge, and I can sense, there's quite some tension still in my mouth, even if I'm already grow a lot and some of the habits sort of loosened up. There's still some playful work to do for me. So let's also now imagine that our tongue is molding this space in between the upper lip and the teeth to make it bigger, let it grow. Like you can mold the dough with your hands, or you can sculpt. Sculpt is a better word. You really sculpt the space with your tongue in all directions. And just play with that, like you're a sculptor of your mouth. And in the background, you breathe easy, having your inner smile present. And just feel for a moment in your mouth now. How did the space in your mouth change? And then start to create this movement for the lower teeth. And your tongue will now go from left to right, in between the lower teeth and the lower lip, molding that space there. Making funny faces for the camera, okay. So, and with your imagination, imagine that you're really sculpting that whole area, making it bigger, wider. And sense the areas where the movement is maybe not so fluid and where the movement really feels easy. And often the areas where it's less fluid, that are our blind spots. Our nervous system doesn't really know yet how to organize there. And by slowing down, we help our nervous system to being attentive ourselves. Our nervous system follows our attention to work this out for us. Okay, and then let go of this movement. Just sense the space in your mouth now, and as you hum a little bit, and let it open in this sound, ma. Just sense whether the resonance in the chest and throat and mouth has changed a little bit. How is this vibration now passing through this channel of sound? And sound is vibration. It is the main element of the sixth chakra, the throat chakra. And having a healthy sound means having a healthy thyroid, a healthy mouth, teeth. According to the science of the chakras, it's energy centers. Sound is a big healer for our body and our emotional well-being. So now, start blowing out some air through your lips, like little babies do, like horses do. They call it also lip trilling. And feel the vibration in your lips. Feel the places in your lips where you feel the sound vibrate. Buzzing. And keep your lips closed as you do that. And sense what's happening in your mouth. And again, as you start making this circle with your tongue in between the space of the lips, the inside of the lips and the teeth. And you now make a whole circle, ever so easy, molding this whole space, a bit like when you think about the mouth of a horse. It seems to have a lot of space in between the lips and the teeth. And also really in the sides, the outer sides, the outer sides. Feel where you can create space all the way to the back of the, how do you call them? You have teeth and then that's where you chew with. That part of the teeth, I don't know the word in English, oh my. All the way to the back of the jaw, the upper jaw and the farthest end of the lower jaw that you can reach with your tongue. Let's say it like that. Then you go to the lower side and the upper side, following along. As if you want to touch your ears with your tongue. And let go. And for a moment now, come back to this rocking movement of the tailbone sinking to the floor and rolling up while you hum. And sense how the humming travels through this sound channel. The sound of the humming, the vibration of humming travels through the sound channel. And feel as it enters in the mouth. Can you drop the mouth again and create this sound of mwah, and then let the humming re-enter and then let it go out again. And sense if the resonation, the resonance in the chest has changed, in the back, and maybe the upper belly around the diaphragm just below, and in the mouth and the neck. Is there more space? Is there more passive strength in that sound? Can it reach farther? Can it open more spaces in you so you can breathe fuller? You can, feel more expanded from the inside. And then, as you're ready, you roll to your side and you come back to standing. And just walk a bit and just sense your energy level now. And when the sound is free, we might experience so much more vitality. The energy can fully come from down, up, into our head, reach to the environment, reach to the ground. We are free to be. It's part of our being to have our sound sounding in the world. So repressing that costs a lot of energy, and at the moment that frees up, we feel more alive, more vibrant. Okay, tomorrow the 4th episode of 5 episodes, and I look forward to continue this travel with the lips and the nose to see where we can open more and be more present with ourselves.